Hello guys, and welcome back to an update on the big fleet shake-up. One of the biggest shake-ups I've ever done, because what I'm going to announce, which a lot of you guys who don't follow the Facebook page won't have any idea. So when I said, you've seen with the fleet shake-up, we had the Focus, I'm trying to remember, there's been all sorts going on lately. The Focus, the Lancer, my Mitsubishi Lancer went to its new home. And as you're all aware, the latest addition to the fleet is the good old A6, which we'll get back into that. But there's been another new addition to the fleet, which I'm yet to reveal, because I'll get to that. Why I'm recording in here was if I get this uploaded in time, you'll understand what I mean. We've just had two storms, one after the other, and I have not been able to get any recording done whatsoever because of the wind. As it happens, I've just purchased a wireless mic kit, but no, not the ones I've been looking at that everybody on YouTube seems to use, and they're £200 odd. Cardiff Garage North East can't afford that, guys. So I've gone for a bargain basement £20 one off Amazon. Who knows if it'll be any good? If it's absolute garbage, it'll go straight back on whatever the Amazon thing is, how you can send it back. If it's any good, happy days. But being able to film outside in the wind is just absolutely horrendous. Now, what I'm going to do is just demonstrate here why I'm recording this in here. Because if we go outside here now, it may look nice, but the minute I get round this corner, the wind, I don't know if it picks it up, but I don't know if you can hear that, but the minute I start recording anywhere out in the open, it's just horrendous. Actually, I was out here 30 seconds ago and it was really bad. There we go. Don't know if you can hear that. I just can't do there we go. Big gusts. I just can't do the recording outside. I can't do it. I'm going to shut these doors in a minute because of people coming in. Because if it's not because the wind has just ruined it. I wanted to do the reveal of the new car. Obviously, you've seen the C3 and the Yaris. The C3 still for sale. Quite a few people interested in it. The Yaris went to its new home, and as you know, I've getting a new car. I haven't announced anything yet. A few of you know. Don't spoil it. Don't leave any comments below if you know what it is. I've told a few, what's the word, good. My mind's gone blank. People who follow us, good supporters of the channel, and people I bumped into face to face at a car auction I went to. A few of them know about it. So I've got a new car, and as you know, I've got these two. Well, actually, I've got this as well. I will do some filming on the old girl, but at the minute, it is just absolutely rammed to the gills with junk. It has actually got a 6-foot dog cage in the back, which I put the dogs in the summer. But anyways, not that. These, you know, I've got my A6, and I've got my beloved Mark IV TDI PD 130. Absolutely love this car. And I've gotten the new one. So obviously, shortly, actually, we're in January, shortly the ML and the ZX will be come back on the road. I can't have 5 cars, guys. The new one, these two, ZX and ML, too much. Yes, the ML and the ZX are purely for tone and show purposes only. I don't really use them as dailies. And I was thinking to myself, I've gotten this new car, and I've got 2 nice big estate cars. Now, going to why did I buy this A6? What was the reason I bought it for? It's because I struggle, because the Golf sometimes isn't quite big enough to fit 2 dogs and the pram. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I bought the new car and I need to get rid of one. Just spent a lot of money on this. Just an update on the Audi. You know, I've got all this here. Time and belt kit, that was over £100. Tensioner, £30-40. Genuine water pump, about £50-60. Belt, an engine mount, coolant. You know, I've just MOT'd it, so it's got a full year's MOT. What else? Other bits and bobs. Anyway, so I'm thinking to myself, well, what shall I do? I'm getting this new car purely because it's something totally different to these 2 cars, guys. Trust us, it ain't another VAG. It's not another estate car. Far from it. And I was just thinking, if I've got my dogs and I'm going to go out, I'm going to use the estate car. So what's the point in having 2? You know, if I have a nice day where I'm not got the dogs and stuff, why trundle around in the estate, have something different? So I was thinking, well, yeah, a few people have asked us. I've actually had a lot of people saying, will you sell the Golf? I've had a lot of people as well, will you sell the Audi? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to lie, I haven't even taxed the Audi. I haven't used it. I drove it to the MOT centre and back, and I drove it from the people's house I bought it from. That's it. And I took it on a test drive before I bought it. I haven't used it, so I don't really want to sell it. So I was thinking, well, the new car's coming. I'll let you know what it is soon. What shall I do? And I was thinking, there's no point in having 2 estate cars, none whatsoever. I'm getting this other car, so what I'm wanting to have is a nice car to use when I don't have the dogs, which is quite often on weekends when I take the 2 kids, for example, swimming. We go out on the metros. I don't need the estate car because I can't take the dogs. But at the same time, when I go out on Mondays and Saturdays, I do want an estate car. So, the new car that I've bought, unfortunately, is here to stay. The Audi, what I've just been speaking about, is here to stay. And I think you know what's coming. Has the time come for the Golf? And at that moment, I know a lot of you are sitting there going, Dan, what you doing? What you doing? Are you sure it's a good move? I don't know. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't know, because I stupidly haven't driven this yet to fully test it. I've checked it over and MOT'd it. It's fine in that way. Doesn't mean it can be the most perfect car in the world. And it doesn't mean that I may not like it. But I have owned an A6 C6, you know, my other one, the V6 one, saloon. Absolutely loved that car. Went all over the country in that. Loved it. And I must say, not going to lie, this thing does drive. Got to make that up here, but it does drive. Sorry, Chris and Simon. It does drive slightly better than the V6. Not top end. Not that we'll go doing silly speeds. But round the doors, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 up to 70, and overtaking. With it being geared differently for the 2-litre engine, and these 2-litre PDs being an absolute gem, just like the 1900 PDs are awesome, it really does pull at the usable speeds better than the V6. The V6, you had to wind it up to be away. You had to be in the right gear at the right time, where this thing, just like the Golf, actually, 3rd gear does everything. 15 mile an hour to over 80 and do it in 3rd gear. It's mental. Crazy. So yeah, it is the closest kind of brother want to me Golf. It's a 2-litre PD, 19 PD. Still an 06 plate car, no DPF, no nonsense. Same as this. It's an estate. It's bigger, which is one of the reasons why. A lot of you might say, Dan, you're pathetic and all that, like, but it is. Trust us, the boot on this Audi is a lot bigger. I've actually really shrank it with a boot buddy in, to be fair, because I'm losing all that space back there. But there's a few other little creature comforts I must admit I miss having. Mind, with this one, we haven't tested the aircon yet, but the only little saving grace is the car I'm getting. I do know the aircon works on that. But my biggest thing that I really do miss not having on the Golf is my cruise control, which you can see that stalk down there at the bottom. And I'm not going to lie, I do like all this. I'm not a big fan of loads of buttons, but I know how to work these cars well, and I love all these like little extra effects. Yeah, it hasn't got the colour screen like the other one, but my cruise control, hopefully working aircon, manual. And like I've said, it's not a little bit of tree in there. It'll be from when I've changed the pollen filter. I'm not going to lie, the 2-litre drive's fantastic, so at least it's not going to get the same, but it should get similar miles per gallon. Oh, and that's something else. Crap lights. This, and yes, I know this one's fogged up a little bit. Factory by Xenons. I'm a stickler. I hate crap lights. I really hate them. So yeah, better lights, bigger, cruise control, just about 10, 15, no, £20 more expensive to tax, marginally, very, very marginally more expensive to run. And sorry, Golf, I'm saying this, but an A6 C6, it's a bit rammed in the garage here, but come on, guys, they do look good. That big front end, this isn't the S-Line or nothing, and it still looks fantastic. And it's got the, even though, again, it's still just a 2-litre, it's still got the 2 big drain pipe, I call them, big twin exhausts. You know, the Golf's great in every aspect, and I absolutely applaud this car. More than 10 out of 10. Fantastic, love it. But if it comes to a day-to-day estate car, I think that's the car I'd rather pick if I had to do a long journey. Even just going back and forth to the lake and that with the dogs, it's bigger. I've got the built-in dog guard. The only thing it misses is the tinted windows, but that's something I could get done if I wanted. So yeah, I can't believe it, but I'm going to tell you the truth. In fact, I'm going to put the doors down to stop this wind coming in. I'm going to tell you the truth, guys. I've sold the Golf. I've sold it. And I should have said earlier, but like I've mentioned, I've had my new car for a while now, and I haven't been able to film it. Purely have not been able to film it because of the wind. Yeah, unfortunately, the Golf has sold. In fact, I'm just looking for the key. It's all emptied out. We'll have a quick walk round and I'll get into... Sorry, this is just a video waffling, guys. There's nothing productive in this whatsoever, but it's an update. It's all cleared out. Documents done. All my belongings out of it, which feels really weird when you get into a car, when you know it's just, I don't know, I feel really guilty on it. You know, it's all cleaned out. And also, I got something delivered the same day it's sold, which the guy who took the Golf on has wanted, which is giving us a bit of money, is, again, estate cars, guys. Full set of Caddy, Volkswagen Caddy, wheels in the back. No problem. No seats down, nothing. Yeah, these are off a 2016 Volkswagen Caddy, and they've got really good Michelin premium tyres on. Michelin's there. So the rims are like new, off a 16-plate van. I think at the time only had 20,000 mile, with 4 basically new Michelins. So, and the same fitment as these. So I said to them, you may as... They're not rusty, but they're not like at the same time... Yeah, they're 05. They've done 100,000 mile. So he's got a nice set. I just let him have them. Like I said, we don't really talk money on this channel, but these wheels were actually given to me off my partner's dad, because he's just bought a new van, and he just simply turned round to me and said, Daniel, he said, see if anybody wants them. And he said, as you know, we're going on holiday. This is what I'm saying. Goodwill gestures. He says, just whatever you get for them. He said, I just want rid of them. I'm getting my new van. Actually, he's getting his new van today. He said, I just want rid of them. He says, whatever you get for them, give it to Holly and put it towards one side for the when we're going on holiday in May. We're taking the kids on their first abroad holiday to Kathmandu. The Kathmandu at Magaluf. No, not a party central, guys. Family place. Those days are long gone. I don't think I could cope with a whole week of drinking. I think I'd be done after the first day. But anyways, yeah, so he just said, Dan, get rid of them wheels. I want them out the way. Get whatever you want for them. And he says, just give it to Holly and she'll put it in. He knows we've got a pot going. Put it in just towards the kids' activities and stuff. And I do know there's a big pirate show they do at sorry, we're off subject here. A big pirate show they do there, which I went to years ago. They do an adult one on a night time and a kids one sort of through the day. It's fantastic, and I really want to take the kids to it, but it's not cheap. So the money that I'm getting for these wheels is going to go to one side, and that's going to pay for the forward to go away and see this show. So anyways, there in the back, I just want to show how great these are. Parcel shelves back in and everything. And yeah, what it was the guy who, my friend, I'm not going to name names, who did all my flooring and tiling at my house. And if you remember when the Corsa went, the cheap car challenge, he got the Corsa offers. I'd give him it for practically nothing as exchange for doing the flooring and the tiling. And he kept going on and on. It was, Dan, I want first chance of that Golf, mate. Dan, I want that Golf. I remember his dad, when we were kids, had a Passat of this age with the PD130. He said, I want it. He said, has it got all the blue dials in and stuff? He's not that much into cars. I went, yeah, it's got all that. He said, mine, I want it. He said, I want first chance of it. I'm like, okay. I said, the only thing is, I says, you know, you've got that Corsa. I said, that's, now I've sorted it out. I said, I give him it for next to nothing. I says, you'll get good money for that. Honestly, you will. So I went out to his house. He doesn't know nothing about cars. I wrote up an advert for him, took the photographs, put it on Gumtree. Next day, it's sold. And he rang us up. He said, look, I've got them. It's getting collected Tuesday next week, but they've got a deposit. He said, so Dan, I want the Golf. And I was thinking, oh, well, I suppose. It's going to a friend. I've got first chance of it back. I feel good that he's not really going to be out of pocket because, well, he's done the work for us for free. His time and his labour, but he's not out of pocket through doing it. And basically, this Golf's going to be free to him because the money he's getting for that little Corsa is paying for the Golf. So I feel good in that way that he's getting a few quid to spend. He's getting a car that he wants. His little Corsa's too small. He's quite a big guy, and it is like the Corsa's too small for him. And he does like work like joinery, and he needs an estate car to fit all his stuff in. It's just no good in a Corsa. So yeah, it will be going to its new home, and I feel absolutely terrible on the car. And I'm not like this, guys, trust me. I will sell any car and I'm not bothered. I'm not emotional about stuff or anything like that. But 3,000 miles of faultless motoring, ice cold aircon in the summer, brilliant heaters in the winter, pulls like a train, does everything I ever expected from it, plus more. Plus, I honestly didn't expect this car to be as good. But unfortunately, you can't keep them all. And the car has got to go to live on a new life with somebody. And you never know if and when he gets sick of it or whatever, I might get it back. But he's already been on wanting to spend on it. He wants the time belt done. He wants the wings done. He wants this. So I'm pleased he's got the incentive to look after it, not to hack it off. So let us know in the comments below. I know you are all screaming at us saying, you absolute idiot, Dan, you fool, you're going to regret it and all the rest of it. But watch back the video and see me point about keeping the Audi. And the other car that I'm getting when I eventually get to do a reveal, you'll see me point on that one as well. I'm not going to get too much into it because you'll all start guessing. I just wanted something a little bit different. I've got my big estate car. I don't need another estate car. So therefore, it's something different for us to use when I haven't got the dogs, which is 50% of the time I need a car. And something a bit different to possibly promote the channel and stuff, which it is different. Don't get your hopes up. It's not something super duper. But I'm pretty sure most of yous like it. Because up to now, I've only had one person disapprove of it. Which I found strange. So yeah, one person, and I'm not going to get into it, but I've promoted this car over the years and stuff like that, and only one person I've ever come across out of thousands who's actually turned around and point blank said, I don't like this car. It's absolutely disgusting. And I'm like, well, you're the first person to say that. But anyways, we'll get more into that one when I actually reveal it when I can. But let us know what you think of my decision. Am I stupid? I'll admit, yes, I am slightly stupid, but we can't keep them all. So let's have a final walk around the good old Mark IV PD130 wagon. Absolutely love it. Let's just hope this thing lives up to its expectations. Otherwise, I'm going to be a very, very disappointed person. So yeah, you know, she's rough and ready here and there, but interior, I will say, has always been immaculate on this car. I've never had to do anything, really even cleaned it when I bought it, which is quite nice. Some of the cars I've bought have been absolutely disgusting. So yeah, farewell to my old friend. It's even got a full tank of diesel in as well. You should think yourself lucky. So yeah, sorry to any of you guys who were interested in it. But I have done a lot of mechanical work, but I really have let this car with, like, you know, it's got like a little mark on it here, and as you can see, the front wings are bubbling up a bit, which it was like when I bought it. It's got a cracked headlamp, and I've decided to play a little game of when I bought the car. In this door pocket here, I found a load of little bits of silver stuff because the mirror had been smashed. So I decided it would be a fun game to see if I could fit all the little bits together to rebuild the mirror, which I almost did, bar one bit, and then put a bit of clear tape over it, super glued on, and it is actually solid. This door occasionally decides when it does and doesn't want to unlock. I only got one key with it, which is manual. The micro switch on the boot doesn't work, but I actually like that idea. I've explained that in my previous video. I like it even though the side doors are open. It keeps the boot locked. There's an extra little bit of security for tools or the dogs being in the back. So yeah, I've never been particular about this car. When I tend to get particular about a car, I spend and I spend and I spend and I spend, and I get myself in a hole where I'll never make the money back and I'll make a loss. But with this Golf, the mechanical things, yeah, I've done plenty on it. It's had all new brakes, suspension bits, servicing, but I've never went full hog on it because I've never felt I've needed to, and it's always given us a sense of security, so damn reliable. I don't know. I've slightly, not abused it, but not been over the top. I haven't cleaned it and washed it, like polished it. I've rinsed it down. But all these things, normally I would have been getting a headlight, getting a mirror, doing the paintwork stuff, and I just haven't felt the need because it's just done its job as an everyday car perfectly, 110%. And I've just thought, well, I just love the car because I get in it. I'm not particular. I start it, I drive it. If it gets muddy, I'm not bothered. And that's what I loved about it. So, less waffle. There's an update. Hopefully the next video will be eventually when I can get round to recording the new car, to do the reveal. And then we'll be doing some work on the Audi. I've got a guy, Peter, going to come out and help, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, here in the garage, where we're going to rip the whole front end off the Audi and do all the timing belt and water pump and everything. And what I'm going to do is bring the new car, careful not to say this, and do some work on that at the same time, because he's mainly going to get on with that, doing the timing belt, and I've got a few jobs where I may as well, I can be there to lend a hand to him, but be busy myself, because when he's getting on doing his own job, I don't want to be standing over the top of someone. I hate that myself. So it just gives me something to get on with. And if I've got his permission, if he wants to be on camera, we might do a bit of a, I'm not doing time lapse, but I'll do a bit of recording before, during and after when it's all done, where you can see the whole front end off the Audi and what's involved with the time belt and everything. I did the one, same engine as this in the Mitsubishi, the Lancer, but I've given all the tools back and I can't be bothered to ask to lend them all and all the faff, and with these you need to take the front end off. I know how to do the belt, it's just the involvement of taking the front end off, mainly having the Bison-on headlamps, headlamp washers. There's a lot of things you can break, and this guy's done them time and time before, so he'll just be in, bish, bash, bosh, done, off, done. Rather than me working my way around it, he'll do it in a quarter of the time. And he's got the tools and everything, which I've given them back, so it's going to work out good for everybody. And I'll certainly be seeing him all right towards money for his family and that, because I'm massive appreciating. That's all I'm going to say is, Peter, I'm not going to give no other names out in case people don't want that, but thank you very much. I massively appreciate it. And he knows I'm going to sort him out with something. He's just going to come and do it as a goodwill, covering his fuel. Definitely not. That's not how I work. I don't expect nothing for nobody for free. 100% not. If somebody's going to come and do a good job and do me a favour, I make sure they get sorted out. Even if it's not for them, they can give it to their wife, their kids, whatever. As long as it helps somebody out along the line. It's what life's about. Goodwill gestures and helping out other people. It's not always about money, but you can't expect stuff for nothing these days, you know. Because a lot of people take the mickey with me, where I'm doing stuff for nothing, and you barely get a thanks, you never get thought of, and you know, it gets annoying sometimes. But it is nice to see people are still out there and willing to help. So that's enough waffle. Sorry, it's just been a whole waffle video, but it's an update video. Let us know your thoughts down below. I massively appreciate all these for supporting the channel. Honestly, you've got no idea how much it helps just to hit the like, leave a comment. Make sure you're subscribed. I can't understand. If you're not subscribed already, you need to. It helps the channel so much. Helps you. It'll bring up all my new videos when they're posted live. And like I've said, even bigger thank you to the people who've left donations. You know who you are on the Buy Me a Coffee and super thanks and all the rest of it. I do massively appreciate it. You know where it is. A link below on the description. There's a link to Buy Me a Coffee on there. You know it all helps. It all goes towards, like when this lad comes to help out, there'll be plenty of pop, coffee, all this, all helps keep the channel ticking, doing little jobs, buying little things. These microphones I'm going to buy, that money, just to let you know, the recent Buy Me a Coffee people, I've bought these new microphones. I'm doing this, they're not here, they're not delivered yet, but when they are, if they're any good, I am buying stuff for the channel to help improvement out of that. But naturally, a lot of the other things I want are expensive, so I'm having to keep putting the money together more, and it'll take a long time to buy them, obviously. But for the sake of these 20 quid or whatever that are mics, we'll give it a try. So I'll catch you all later. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you soon.